Welcome to Updates with Precious. It always suits my belly to bring on the things that happen for inside Nigeria. So many stories are in the news. People are trending. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's political advisor, and reason we make Ingo don leave the person will be saying the advice wrong, saying it do again. We make you wash your hand, come out like Pontius Pilate, say, I am no longer advising this person. I'll be the person not agree for advice. I'll let you in on that as we look at other stories. But we'll begin with the Labour Party issue, as Supreme Court has sacked Abure as Labour Party's national chairman. And another Usman don't also give a little press briefing concerning that, or media update or press update concerning that. I will go look at them. And then most importantly, what is the implication of that to the Labour Party generally and Peter Obi, especially his candidacy for 2027? That now we will go look at, including the coalition. How the coalition won't can use work if Ingo remain for inside Labour Party. I'm sure a lot of people want to know that, but we're going to run you through all this drama that has happened in Labour Party and wait to make it don't come to this point. All the different court injunctions and court orders where Abure don't get and how the matter don't take be as it be now. We'll be looking at all of this and more on the show. Plus, including Hakeem Baba Ahmed, Tinubu's political advisor, as he don't resign. Why did he resign? Waiting make and resign. We'll go also look into that matter when the time comes. Then, Senate President Akpabio don't demand retraction, apology from Senator Natasha and Abbo, threatening legal action. Say, all those things when they talk about the man in chapel, all those things when they say you use personal vendetta and they talk. Let them remove that when they talk or say so. Let them remove that thing, my friend. Why would they be talking about a whole number 3 man of the president of Nigeria like that? You don't know that he's the one in charge now as our president. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not around. The vice president Shetima don't go Senegal. And he's the one in charge of, he's the one in the house. And I'm not saying that him the house. Now you can't talk to him like that. My friend Abbo and Natasha, come on, vacate all those statements you made about the president. Wow. And you know what? Not only did he do that, he got a court injunction stopping any further media briefing or any media interview. So as it stands now, nobody will give media interview again about concerning any matter like we get to do with that for now, right? So we'll also look at that matter in the course of this conversation, yeah? And then we go to other matters, so because matter where we go talk like a bracasa, Sabina, like a bracasa, so okay. So we'll go to other matters. Plateau attacks, death toll hits 60 in 1 week. In 1 week for Boko's local government area, 60 people don't die. Now, 16 people, 9 they keep for lynch, you know, till 9 they pay us well. We'll see they talk about them. But now 60 don't die. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will never hear you give order. Now, is it not the best time for the president to also give order and say, oh, I condemn this killing in Bokos, oh, this one happened, but president don't leave us travel. 60 people don't die so far for this Plateau attack. We'll look at that matter too. Gunmen hijack fully loaded bus, kill driver, kidnap passengers for where? Otukpo for Benue State. And as you get to do with that Plateau attack, Peter Obi don't give statement. He said that kind of one no good at all, as he condemned the Boko's killings, charged federal government to act decisively. The federal government, where they charge, never talk anything about this killing yet. At least I never even hear. Why? They never talk about them. Well, all of these and more we'll have on the show this afternoon. My name is Precious Inyi. Welcome to Update with Precious. Joining me in my studio is Benjamin Onyema. Benjamin, thank you so much for joining me. He's joining me all the way from somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. I don't know where you are, but you say you're somewhere around the world, yeah? Right?
Yes,
you're welcome,
yes,
Benjamin.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Yes,
so you're a Labour Party person and you're strong, political person in Labour Party. We'll be looking at what has happened in Labour Party and what the future of Labour Party is moving forward. And they want to now vote for under Labour Party self. What did they do for now? What's going on with the internal politics in Labour Party? All of these and more we'll be looking at for. But let's quickly take a breather. When we return, we'll begin to look at these and other issues. After the break, stay with us. So you are welcome back. Still here with Updates with Precious, and I'm always excited to be with you. You know that, right? So just to let you know, this conversation is always open for you to join in. I'll be dropping links to the conversation shortly. So the link will be on the pinned post. Please do well, kindly do well to click on the link and join the conversation, or you call the WhatsApp number that I will make available very soon. So you are always free to join the conversation. Now, going to the crux of the matter, or one of the matters where we get for hand. Now, the Supreme Court has set aside the judgment of the Court of Appeal in Abuja, which recognized Julius Abure as the national chairman of the Labour Party, LP. In a unanimous judgment on Friday today, a 5-member panel of the Apex Court held that the Court of Appeal lacked the jurisdiction to pronounce Abure as the national chairman of LP, having earlier determined that the substance of the case was about the party's leadership. Now, make a break and down. The courts where be saying 5 members now sit down for inside this case for Supreme Court. Then vex and throw away the matter where make that court judgment where appeal courts being gets where show say Oga Abure na be the authentic Labour Party chairman. They say, how can you appeal court? How can you give this kind of judgment? You know, say party matter na internal politics where now only them go settle for their party. How come you judge and court come the talk say na Abure go be the head of Labour Party? Because of that, we could throw away that order. That is it. So the court rules that issues of leadership are internal affairs of a political party over which courts lack jurisdiction, and noted that Abure's tenure has since expired. You don't understand? So he say the court talk say anything we get to do with who be the leader of any party. Say na internal politicking of party, say na internal politics, and say it get to do with them, within them, not them matter. So say not be matter will be say court supposed put on it. Say court, no court for anywhere for the world get the power to come out anybody as the leader of a party and put anybody, or to talk say anybody as the leader of any party, because no be waiting court supposed put in hand inside be that one. Court not supposed join body with politics. So and then the court can not say if you won't follow the evidences where they don't bring, say the Abure in time of self don't pass. In time don't pass. So waiting make when I go the affirm. Now the Supreme Court allowed the appeal filed by Senator Esther Nenade Usman and one other, declaring it meritorious. Remember saying that Esther Nenade Usman, where they bring in as interim chairman, where go sit down till then conduct, they do convention, get new national working committee members. So now she, Esther Nenade Usman, now she carried this matter go court that time where Abure come talk say na him be the substantive chairman, where court given that order. So now court can say everything where Esther carry come, all her prayers like this, they good. Mark out the prayer. See, the prayer where you give, they good. We give and good. It also dismissed the cross appeal filed by Abure faction of the Labour Party for being unmeritorious. Because Abure, even while the court still in Supreme Court, Abure go file another cross appeal. I court throw away that cross appeal. To say that cross appeal, you no get anywhere where you gone, body. Say you know merit at all. So Benjamin Onyema, what is going on in your Labour Party? Let's start with that. How did Abure have so much power with the judiciary to get constant courts contradicting court orders? And how did he get the judiciary to be in his favor in a case that is clearly an internal party politics matter? I mean, that's court injunction, that's court's judgment he got from the appeal court. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's good having me here. Long time. We've not spoken for a very long time. Nice to be here.
Thank you. So let's address the matters one by each very quickly. Go ahead, please, sir.
Okay. Talking of Labour Party in general, let me start by the court judgments today.
Yes, please.
Sorry, our country don't have judiciary. The judiciary is no longer the hope of a common man in our country. Judiciary is not an equalizer to a common man.
So an ordinary person go court collect better judgment again.
It's so painful that our judiciary has been weaponized. It's so painful that corruption has eaten our country, to a point that is beyond repair. So this judgment, because you see these judgments today, tomorrow this Supreme Court will interpret this same law in another way to favor any person who cash out. So that is how it works.
Are you accusing
the point now? Do you know the people? That is what it is.
Oh wow,
that is what it is. So I don't know the students of law in Nigeria. I wonder how they will pass their exam, but because I don't know how they will make their research. I don't know. Because
all right, so let's go straight to the Labour Party issue. What does this judgment mean to the Labour Party generally?
I'm coming. Okay. Why I'm saying that is that this same judgment can be turned upside down tomorrow to favor maybe anybody or their paymaster. So let me tell you, it's a welcome development. It's quite unfortunate.
But this same judiciary that you're lambasting now, then give this judgment way favor on a Labour Party now. So how much Labour Party pay to collect this judgment? If you talk to them, be cash and carry. Not we don't give this judgment. How much did Labour Party pay to get this judgment? If you want to look at it by what you said, how much did they look?
It's my party. You know how I fought for this party. You know how I've worked for this party. So because the judgment favor us today, I can't come and say what is rotten is rotten. The judiciary is rotten is rotten.
Anyway.
So there is no two ways about it. So let's go. Well, the point is a welcome development. If Julius Abure we even want to leave, because remember,
so you think he would refuse to leave? You think say no go agree leave?
Because we are living in a country whereby people do what they want to do. We don't have rule of law in Nigeria.
We have rule of law, but maybe people may not respect the rule of law.
Because it's rotten. Because they don't even respect where it's coming from. So people choose to do what they want. You know, in our country, a time has come where everybody behave. The rascality in our system is too extreme. So the judgment is not for big people. Judgment can be purchased. Anybody, if you have the money, you can win any case in Nigeria. Take it or you leave it. Is as bad as that.
Okay. So going back to addressing the matter of Labour Party and this judgment.
The issue of Labour Party is a perennial problem. Is a problem that cannot be solved with this judgment. No. And let me tell you, sorry to say this, my principal, somebody I respect so much, P2B cannot even solve Labour Party problem because he doesn't have the capacity.
Why do you think P2B doesn't have the capacity to solve Labour Party problem?
He doesn't have the capacity because of his life, his style of politics.
What is the style of politics that makes him incapable?
P2B, let me tell you, Nigerian politics is not by your credentials or it's not by competence. So P2B doesn't fit the bill of Nigerian system of politics. He's a good guy. He has everything, but with the situation of things in Nigeria and how Nigerian politics work, P2B cannot even withstand Labour Party pressure at this point. So
okay. So let's address the core of the matter before we go reach the side.
The core of the matter is this. There are some people, let me tell you, our country has gotten to a point whereby people cannot resist money, people cannot resist bribe. You know why? And that is why the leaders has been doing everything humanly possible to see how they can weaponize our country with poverty so that they can always get their way. Because
all right, so Mr. Benjamin, at this point, we're leaving out the country's issue. We're speaking about the internal issue in Labour Party. Let's address it. You haven't hit it. You're dancing around it. Let's speak to the topic, to the fact that what does this judgment mean for Labour Party? Does it mean that Nenade Usman would come back, as in she's now reinstated as the acting working committee chairman of the party? Does it mean that the Labour Party now has the freedom to pick their own people who will eventually work in their favor for the good and upliftment of the party? Or does it mean that the Arabambi and the Apapa and the Abures of this world may still now continue to interfere in the internal politics of the party? What does it really mean for the party? And this is what people would like to hear.
Let me tell you, it's a welcome development for the party. it therefore means that the party has the right now to choose whoever that they want to lead them and work according to the constitution of the party. But will that constitution be respected? That is another question. Will there be peace?
No, why would the constitution not be respected if the court has booted out the people that are the troublemakers in the party? If courts don't be the troublemaker, and if Arabambi, Apapa, and the rest of them no longer there on the equation, including Abure right now, not there for the equation, who will be the persons who will bring problem? Are you saying that there are too many moles? Are you saying that there are too many moles in the Labour Party that even if the Usman and Peter Obi team happen to create or get another National Working Committee member again, or members right now, that there will be a mole among them that will still start causing trouble again? Is that what you're saying? That you don't trust the members of Labour Party?
Let me tell you, Abure is on a mission, Arabambi is on a mission, and that mission is being sponsored by your leaders and by the government of the day. So that is why I said that the conflict in the party is something beyond me and you. It's even beyond P2B. It's a perennial problem. So
are you saying that there is no hope for Labour Party to get it right based on this judgment? No hope to get it right. Are you no hope?
From my own point of view, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Because so people should not be too excited about this yet.
No,
because your party members and supporters are excited. They are happy that at least Labour Party is on the verge of getting it right for once.
Labour Party at this point is in the midst of a deep crisis. The crisis.
What is the crisis? Tell us about it.
Corruption. And let me tell you, the party in power is on a mission not to have any opposition, not to have anybody to criticize them. So you see why I'm talking about corruption. So they buy anybody and keep, because once these guys see Abure should even hide his face in shame, because Labour Party was only the hope that Nigerians were having. But it's quite unfortunate. But let me digress a little. What about those who were already elected under the umbrella of Labour Party as of 2023?
From the conference that was held in Abia State. That was the reason why Abure went to court now.
No.
Which one did that one?
Our House of
election. People want to vote for
senators.
Like the senator where they're in charge of ethics and privileges committee. Not the senators. Now vote them in now.
So the point: have you ever seen any motion being moved by any Labour Party member? Yes or no? Have you ever seen any criticism, like they talk of Ikenga Ugochinyere? You hear about, have you ever heard any member? I know of a member who I sponsor single-handedly. I've never even seen his picture in the chamber.
He's in the Senate.
He's in the House of Rep.
And he never talked before. And he's a Labour Party member.
I don't even know if he's still a member. So this is what we are talking about. This is what we are talking about. That we need to be sanitized. The party need thorough sanitization.
Okay. So how do you intend? What is the plan? In your opinion, how do you intend that the Labour Party should go about that thorough sanitization you mentioned?
Okay.
How they won't go about it?
Fine. Everybody needs to go. A new leadership.
Everybody don't go now.
No.
Everybody don't go now.
Yeah, everybody don't go in the eyes of the law. But in few days' time, you are going to be seeing comments. You are going to be seeing, they will not go because they feel that Nigeria is a country whereby you can do anything and go scot-free. If the head of the country can do some illegal things, who are the leaders? The head is rotten. So what do you think that the eye will do? What do you think that the leg will do?
So are you saying that there will be plan, or there are already plans by some members of the party to disobey the Supreme Court judgment? Is that what you're saying?
They are going to even you need, in few hours time, you are going to hear comments, and different people making different kind. They know that they can easily get away with it because our judiciary is weakened. Our judiciary is weakened.
This is not about judiciary. This is about the law enforcement agencies. Because if Supreme Court don't put law, now the law enforcement agencies, and then go make sure that law stand. So are you saying that our law enforcement agencies are so weak that they can? In fact, people are already saying that you may be one of the moles that Labour Party have. That may be that because the way you're sounding, you sound like you're one of the moles in Labour Party. Make I show you the message, make you decide by yourself. Are you sure this guy is not one of the moles in Labour Party? Because it looks like you're sounding too pessimistic about your own political party. How about that?
It's not. You see, sometimes a point has come to our country where we need to face realities. Where we need to face reality and tell ourselves the truth that our leaders are corrupt and that our leaders has inflicted us with pain of corruption. So the earlier we understand this, the better for us. Let us not come here and paint things and try to make what is bad and make it looks good. No.
Okay, so how do you intend for everybody? How do you intend for Labour Party to come to that resolution that they're supposed to come to now? What do you think still be waiting Labour Party need now to make that force where they need to battle election for 2027?
Okay, a new structure, a new political structure by the way of convention. A new convention needs to hold.
Go ahead.
Free, fair, and credible. Without don't lobby. Choose people
that is
by
on the
merit.
way happening now.
Choose people by merit. And when this thing happens, will these people be faithful to work for the party? Remember, there was someone who said that there was nothing that will make him to ever join APC in this life. And that same person today is licking APC's foot. And which is your former governor.
Are you saying that even members of your party themselves cannot be trusted? Are you saying that even members of your party cannot be trusted? That is, when I know people even trust on our own members then. So if you're saying that people should be elected meritoriously, that is, make them merit them before they elect them as National Working Committee members, which is quite commendable. And of course, that's what democracy is all about. But at the same time, those same people that you elect meritoriously cannot be trusted. Then what are you saying? If those same people cannot be trusted, then what are you saying? What have you achieved?
Let me tell you the problem in Labour Party. Let me tell you the problem in Labour Party. You know,
go ahead.
There are these people who have been there in Labour Party, cashing out in Labour Party. Remember, they have obedient movement who want change. Remember, they have other groups who have come together and feel that I think this is the best way for us to have a good governance in Nigeria. So it's made up of different groups, but the point there is that these people who feel that they have been in Labour Party before my father was born feel that nothing on this planet will remove them there, even when they are incompetent. Do you see the problem? If those people will say, okay, who will pilot this affair? Anybody that is capable, come on board. Let us elect anybody who is capable, who is honest, who has integrity, who has the pedigree to pilot this party. Let the person come forward. The earlier we do that, the better for us. But
where was the money that these people, where this money where you say these people don't chop for Labour Party since? Not be since Peter will be an obedient movement, enter Labour Party. Now the money don't come out for them to the chop. So where the money
remember that all these small parties, remember that they are being paid by federal government. Do you know that?
During election.
And let me tell you, and sometimes during election, the two main political party, PDP and APC, calls them together and give them something to shut their mouth up. And some of them have been living with that. I know I can count about 5 of them. This is a national TV that has been sustaining their family through that means. They don't have any other job. So will these people live? No. So the crisis is is a welcome development, but how are we going to solve this crisis? And let me tell you, the silence of our principal gets me irritated.
What's the silence? That's to be silence.
Yes.
So what would you have? What would you have had him do right now? What would you have had P2B do right now? And why do you speak about such silence?
You see, 2 years have gone after 2023, almost 2 years now. And nothing, you can't really see any active thing or any action on the party. The party is being run like caricature and like
So do you blame Peter Obi for that? And you're saying you're a member of Labour Party and you're an obedient, and you blame Peter Obi for that? When you know that he's been fighting, battles of people who has been most saboteurs in the same party, sabotaging his efforts, and you're blaming him. So what would you have had him do if you were in his shoes? What would you do?
Let me tell you now, this rule of law, if this judgment is going to be carried out or is going to be enforced, the best thing and my suggestion is that they need to flush everybody out, including myself. And let national convention take place based on capability, based on merit, not based on my boy or based on how long I've spent in the party.
So if you do not vote for people who you think you have confidence in, or if people are not voted based on their confidence, how do you think that you trust the ability to be faithful and loyal to the party? That's one. And then secondly, at the Como, these same people, you don't talk to, even if you vote people away out of merit because they deserve them, that there are still chances that they'll still go and sabotage the party tomorrow. So then what then should we do? Do you think that the APC does not have its own internal crisis? Or is the PDP bereft of its own internal crisis? So should you say because there's internal crisis in the party, so Peter Obi should throw away the party, or he should go to hell because there's internal crisis in Labour Party? So what is the solution? Because it sounds very optimistic. People are, let me be sending you the messages I send it, because people are worried that why would you be speaking such a way about a party that you call yours?
But I'm being realistic. I'm being realistic on what is happening in the party. You see, let me tell you, a point has come where we need to put our country first. I'll give you an example. Take, for instance, there is something happening in Canada. I used to watch it and follow the politics. You see, they have two parties in Canada. They have the Liberal Party and the Conservative Party. Mm-hmm. And before Trudeau's exit, the Conservative has been leading in the poll with like 20-something points. But something hit this trade war between the US and Canada. And when Mark came in as the candidate of Liberal Party that almost every Canadian has ruled away, that they are gone. Just because the way they have based some personal things. But, immediately Mark came in, Canadians feel that this is a guy who has the pedigree. This is a guy who can take us out from what we are into now. So nobody is considering the party. People are looking at the country first.
Are you saying that Peter Obi does not have that strength of character in Labour Party? I am asking you.
Peter Obi is a great man. He has that character. He has that courage. But let me tell you, our countries is being ruled by mafians. And Peter Obi is not a mafian.
That because he's not a mafian, so that means he cannot control Labour Party.
He can't fit in.
The same thing that Kenneth Okonkwo said, that he doesn't have the capacity to play dirty politics. So if he cannot play dirty politics, then that means he can't fit in. So then he should not be a politician because he can't play party politics.
Mark my words. If he's preaching this thing that he's preaching and get to 2027, it's going to be a walkover. What happened in 2023 will still happen. We're not going to don't be surprised that the result of 2027 has been written. So,
and then you people will stay. And as oppositions, what do? You sit down and watch that. You don't act. You don't.
That is why we need a radical person to pilot the affair of the party. The only way.
So in other words, you're saying that you also need somebody that is as criminal minded as the parties, as the same political parties you are fighting right now to pilot your party. Then what is the change that you have brought now? That means you're part of the status quo. Because for you, based on the analysis you have made, all that you have stated is the fact that Peter Obi is not as rascal and as criminal minded as the parties in power. And because he's not as rascal and criminal-minded like them, he cannot fit in. He's not a fit to wrestle power with the current government. So if you get somebody who is that much criminal-minded, then what have you achieved? Then what is the good of the country that you're fighting for?
Being a radical must not really mean that you will forge your certificate. Being a radical does not really mean that you will get involved with all kind of criminality. No.
You will kill. No, but you will kill. You will kill. You will kill. So are you saying that Nigeria should continue to be such a criminal enterprise? Is that what you're saying?
Let me tell you. Is
this what all you politicians are all about? That is, life doesn't matter to you guys, and no, I don't understand. So that means you can't have sane politics in Nigeria. So are you ruling that Nigeria cannot have sane politics anymore?
Life is so sacred, but what I'm saying is this. At the point we are now, somebody to wrestle power, you don't just sit and think that power will come. You see, do we have election in Nigeria? Do you think we elect our leaders?
So how do we get that change? If we don't elect our leaders, that is why we have parties and oppositions coming up to right the wrong. So how do you right the wrong? Do you right the wrong?
That is what I'm saying. Total transformation.
So how do you make that? So you think that even these coalition parties and all that, if Peter Obi or the Labour Party were to, form a coalition with other political parties, that transformation cannot happen?
Let me tell you, the only way Peter Obi can become the president of Nigeria, let me tell you, from my own point of view, you can criticize it, is if he's been supported by the Northerners. That is the only way he can become the president.
Including the criminal-minded ones in the North.
I don't know. Don't ask me that.
So wait. So if Peter Obi now joins forces with the criminal-minded politicians in the North, has it not invariably or perhaps now ruined his integrity? Is it not against what he stands for if he does that? So is it the kind of... So should we continue in this line that Grace may abound? Should we continue in this line of dirty politics that Grace may abound? How do we rescue Nigeria? That's the point.
Okay, let me tell you. When you talk of integrity, the people that feel that they control, that have misled us, put us into a deep mess that we're into today, when you talk of integrity, you don't expect somebody like Peter Obi to be mingling with this, to be fighting with this kind of people, because Peter Obi doesn't have that strength. He doesn't have that match with these people. He doesn't have that match. So so
that means the choice of Peter Obi to rescue Nigeria is ruled out. So we should rule him out. Okay, so who next? We should get another thief.
Peter Obi has all it takes to become a president.
You make me scared, like we're really in a long thing in Nigeria.
But with our situation now, Peter Obi cannot be able to wrestle power from the categories of people who is in the corridors of power now. It's not possible. It is not possible. Because let me tell you that the people in the corridors of power now are ready to do anything to stay in power. So let us not come here and paint issues. So who will be in the war front now? Okay, let me tell you.
So let's get straight to the crux of the matter, which is the Supreme Court's judgment. Okay, go ahead and tell me.
The Supreme Court judgment has happened, but let me tell you, will people respect it? That is another question. Will it be enforced? That is another question.
And in case they not respect it, what happens? If it's enforced, what happens?
Not with these same people that I know. Because do you know why? This kind of people have been paid heavily to do their job. And let me tell you, in Nigerian of today, money speaks. Integrity is gone. Morality is gone in our country. So we need sanitization. We need someone who can be able to stand these people and say enough of this nonsense. And I know a few people who can be able to do that. Even Atiku cannot even be able to wrestle power from Tinubu. Atiku doesn't even have the strength. So the point, whether we are celebrating, what is okay, I want us to come and talk about this same issue like after 1 month. You will see the same thing as I told you today.
assure you that after 1 month, I'll bring you on this platform and you talk about this. But at the meantime, let's look at what Ninada Usman said, because she's released a press briefing about it, a brief report about this. So let's look at what she said. She had said that, where is that? Yeah. Okay. So reading it out, she said the recent ruling by the Supreme Court, which allowed the appeal filed by Senator Ninada Usman, declaring declaring it meritorious, while dismissing the cross appeal filed by Abure, or the Abure faction of the Labour Party, as unmeritorious, is a victory for the rule of law and a significant milestone for our democracy. Now, the reason I want to pause here, first of all, is that at some point, people were thinking that the case of the Labour Party issue may be an embarrassment to the Supreme Court if the Supreme Court does not affirm her appeals. As it were, that is, if the Supreme Court no judge him to go her end, say if he be embarrassment because every indices show say it did wrong. So you think say Supreme Court now out of embarrassment might make them judge this matter in her favor, or it's because of some internal games that may eventually play out at the end of the day. Because people are saying that, okay, so for someone like you said that the Supreme Court say our courts then they corrupt, and without money, courts need to function for inside Nigeria. So did Nenade Usman pay the Supreme Court to get this judgment, or P2B paid through her to get this judgment? Is that what you're saying? Or do you think that the court perhaps just felt the need to do the right thing because perhaps their hands were tied and they've looked at it, that there is no way they can manipulate this particular judgment, and that's why they went after it? I'd like you to respond to that quickly, then we'll continue with the rest of the message in that write-up.
Let me tell you, Nigerian Supreme Court is being controlled by outside his entity, outside his jurisdiction. So the point here is this: don't be surprised that this judgment is a strategy for political gain. Don't be surprised.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. So reading further the message, she says, it is important to emphasize that this is not a time for triumphalism. Oh, she said, "Mekona not happy, man, no triumph." Yeah, that's there is no victor and no vanquish. What matters most is our shared commitment to the ideals and aspirations of the Labour Party and the Nigerian people. We must now come together, united in purpose and vision, to move the party forward. So she said, and let me quickly finish that. She says, the Labour Party remains one indivisible family, steadfast in its mission to create a new Nigeria, funded on justice, equity, and people-centered governance. We call on all party members, supporters, and stakeholders like you to remain calm, focused, and committed to the democratic ideals of that binds us. A new Nigeria is possible. Possible. So she said. Ninade Usman, the chairman, Labour Party Caretaker Committee, signed that letter. So going back, you'd like to react to that. Let's hear your reaction.
That is what I'm telling you. Let me tell you. A new Nigeria is possible, but it needs a lot of hard work. And let me tell you, I want to make some suggestion. I'm a man, but I think that a point has come to our country whereby we begin to give some political powers to women, digress in our political activities a bit.
Have you been admiring Natasha Akpoti from far? You don't want to say it out, or you say it? You like her?
No,
you admire her political strength, Abby?
Because
people have been saying that we need more radical females like her.
Because the point is this: the way we are going, I'm a man, but the way we are going, let me tell you, men has failed in leaderships in Nigeria. I think we need to digress a little too. Okay, take for instance, the senator from Abuja, King Ibe. Is the only Labour Party female senator that you even hear his voice. Other men are just there drinking burukutu and having meeting in Hilton, sharing dollars. Nigerian issue, the common masses is not their problem. Our security intelligence in Nigeria is dead. Event will happen, nothing will happen, nothing, you will not hear anything. You can do anything and go scot-free in Nigeria. What kind of nation is that? So a point has come, if you see, a point have come, even if Labour Party wants to get a new leader now, a new party chairman, if they can get a female with integrity, not where dollars will change hands.
But has Ireti Kingibe had her integrity? She was listed under Labour Party. Has she had that integrity? Would you say she's had it? Because a lot of people are also angry with her because she's been neither here nor there. Has she had that integrity? That's the question.
You see, there's a lot of things to rescue Nigeria. Nigeria needs someone who has courage, someone who is not afraid of death, someone who is not afraid of what will happen tomorrow. So piloting an integrity political party in Nigeria now needs a lot of sacrifice. You can face death at any time. So he needs someone who is very patriotic in nature, sincerely patriotic.
But now you just say we not just need patriotic people, so we need radicals who go fight these people. How can you be patriotic at the same time, be radical at the same time, and have the Agboro in you? And a patriotic person does not like Agboro, cannot be an Agboro now. So in one voice, you want a patriotic person that has all the qualities. In the other breath, you want somebody who is also radical, who will go for them thuggery for thuggery, rogue for rogue. How can you have all that in one person?
Going for them. Okay, take for instance now, Natasha, for instance. Is Natasha a criminal-minded person? Is Natasha not radical? Has Natasha not confronted? You see, what Natasha is doing now, I have never seen a brave Nigerian who can withstand that. Do you know the pressure on her? But she's not giving up. You think it's easy for her? Do you think it's easy? Let me tell you, I can tell you, I don't know her, but let me tell you, that lady may not even be having 2 hours sleep, 2 hours of sleep in each night because of what she's going through. How many Nigerians will be so courageous enough to do that? So being radical does not really mean that you be criminal-minded, but holding these people accountable, trying to go extra, trying to go back to back. There's a lot of. Let me tell you. Do you know if the set of INEC as an independent water? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
If what we have today as INEC is going to conduct the 2027 election, just mark it as if it's just a waste of time and waste of money. Okay?
But the president is already fishing for a new INEC head now.
Oh.
The president is fishing for somebody else.
We need to.
They like that they make us they lose hope for inside this country. You just like say no hope at all again for this country. You mean say no hope? If no hope, they how will continue like this? That's the question. What do we do? Okay, so what is someone like you not doing in the country? You should be in the country, and I mean you follow come rescue the country. You should be here. So you can't be telling us there is no hope. So what should we do? We should resign and just leave this country like that, and then let these people keep doing what they're doing. That's the question.
Let me tell you. You see this current.
You've been telling me. Just go ahead and tell me more.
Because in every announcement they make, there is ulterior motive. It's not for the interest of the country. There is something behind it. There is a political. There's something they want to achieve politically. So it's not we are just being ruled by 419s and people that that just they don't even care about us. Are you there?
I can hear you. So we should just remain like this. Well, let me quickly take reactions. Nigerians' phone lines are open. Let's get to have you jumping on the conversation very quickly before we move to, by the way, Natasha's issue, because we have a lot to talk about Natasha's issue. Akpabio don't carry her go court. Say, you must apologize to me for all the things you're saying. In fact, I hereby bar you from going to the media. Don't go to the media again to talk about the matter. We'll talk about that and have some footages to also back up that. But let me quickly open the phone lines. Let Nigerians jumping on the conversation. Please do jumping on the conversation. Phone lines are open. You can click on the link by the pinned post to join the conversation. So there's a link in the pinned post. Click on it and you can access the studio directly to join the conversation, or you call us on the WhatsApp line. Have I pinned that post? I should have pinned the post now. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Or you join. Oh, I'm looking for that conversation. Where is it? Okay. Let me see if I can repost it again. Unfortunately, I can't find it. It's already there now, but let me just repost it again. Okay, so I am hoping it is here. We can have it here. Okay, so that's here you go. So you can click on the link by this post. It's already pinned on the comment section. So kindly click on it to join the conversation. Go ahead. You need what?
I need to tell you something. Let me tell you. There was a day I was discussing with one of my friends, and I said, I want to open a charity organization whereby they talk about good governance. You know what the person told me? He said, Nigeria, we don't spoil before they burn your mama. Now you won't repair.
So because of that, we should leave Nigeria to continue spoiling.
You need to see the kind of, you need to see the mentality people put. So people don't.
So are you saying that Nigerians have not had it enough to join forces and come together and say enough is enough of having enough?
We are not ready.
Nigerians are not that tired. Nigerians are not ready yet.
We are not ready.
Hey,
let me tell you. When some people,
I don't believe you.
When some people are giving 50,000 naira now, they go and do press conference. Let me tell you, you know why politicians keep doing this thing they are doing? They know that their money can buy them anything.
Hey, well, phone lines are open, Nigerians. Please kindly join the conversation. The WhatsApp number is 0817029.
That is why if anybody is talking about good governance, even those politicians, they will sit in their house and they will be laughing at you because they know that with money they can get anything.
So are you saying that that's the reason why Akpabio said you should go and let them be protesting, be in our house eating?
So the point is this: by the time Nigerians need to sit down and wake up and say enough is enough, that is when one person cannot solve our problem.
All right, okay. So it's only with collective effort we can solve the problem. Now, let me quickly call the phone lines, please, so that Nigerians won't forget. 0817 0817-029-4077. That's the number to call. 0817-029-4077. Call that on WhatsApp alone. And then you can click on the link on the pinned post to join the conversation. I have Mr. Pansat joining me already virtually. Well, Mr. Pansat,
I think she's muted or frozen.
Only ruled out statistics and talks about good governance that made him to be at Rock today. No. We are talking about somebody being rascal. Is Sowore rascal? Is Sowore a thief? Why haven't they laid hands on today? You only come and talk like a woman. Power is not given. Let Tito behave like Yaradua. Wrestle the power out of their hand. Declare to Nigeria that maybe the thing that brought me here is flawed, but you effect the change. If PWB is not in power, is he going to change the electoral, make any reform in our elect? And we'll be talking about things in Nigeria. Okay, who are the Nigerians that will come and wrestle the power from Tinubu? So let us not be painting West and support the man.
All right.
He's a member of the Labour Party. He knows what he's telling you first-hand information.
Thank
and
you.
we are not saying Nigeria will be. Nigeria cannot be great until all of us become radical. We are willing to die for our vote. But people will inside their house and be making noise. When the election reach now, they will collect 5,000. To vote. Am I not enjoying the economics reform? And you are saying that people
Oh, yeah, it's okay. No vex. You said who is P2B? Hey, thank you, my brother. Well done. You're entitled to your opinion. Okay, so I have Mr. Pansat joining us. Mr. Pansat, good afternoon and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon, Miss Precious. Your show, I just discovered it today, and it's it's a great show. You're asking the right question.
You subscribed? Oh yeah, subscribe and follow me like the village people. Follow me like the village people.
I promise. Mr. Benjamin,
go ahead.
Mr. Benjamin, hello. How are you today? You make a lot of good points, right? I'm giving you 75%. However, you're overlooking a few things.
Yeah, that's an A. Yes. Is that not too much?
It's you're like
you're a generous lecturer. Go ahead.
It's like a B. He makes a lot of great points. His heart's in the right place, but he's right in part, wrong in part. Number one, Miss Natasha Akpoti. It's a great politician now that we have, and as a woman, you cannot beat that. However, she just doesn't jump from that to a presidential candidate, where we have a good presidential candidate, the best to come out of Africa, right? Somebody who's respectful, somebody who has no animus when it comes to religion and tribe, somebody who's not corrupt. Not only is he not corrupt, that's Peter Obi in this case, he's incorruptible. He's been a governor. People like him. He's worked very hard. So you cannot just throw him away the way you're thinking about, because he comes with other things. He comes with a region, Southeast, that has at least 5 states, right? Natasha doesn't have anything like that. So you add, let me land. I know you eager to counter. What I've stated so far are facts. So I'm gonna be very disappointed if you change your style, which you've been using so far, which is facts-based stuff, right? You're facing reality. One of those reality you have to face is like if you have somebody like Natasha, or you have somebody like a Showere, right? They don't come with any major region, right? It's important, according to the Constitution, there are many states you have to win. There are plurality. There's a number of percentage you have to win to become president. Now, Peter Obi is not president today because INEC is corrupt. Our entire government is captured now. That's where you have a point, right? So whoever you're going to bring in there has to solve that problem. Peter Obi shouldn't go out there making any alliances anyway, because that's not what his problem is. He won the election, right? And he's not the first to do so without nothing. As I hear you say that I know I'm going on here, but you've talked for a long time, and I like you, right? But we're gonna have to add, not deduct from what we already have. So you're gonna have to go back and reconsider your move, because what you're trying to do is to throw away everything that we accomplished and then come up with another set that's not gonna be adequate to solve the problem. We need to broaden our appeal. We need Natasha. We need Showore. But our problem is what you identified is that the states captured a bunch of criminals, both in the Supreme Court, in the courts, pretty much, in our legislature, and then, of course, in the executive. We have to do something. There has to be a kinetic force. True. Peter Obi is not the kind of person that would do that. We didn't pick him because he's a revolutionary. You're right. But the host has kept telling you, if you replace Peter Obi, which is the way we want to go to somebody who is good for the country, who has empathy, who's gentle, who obeys the law, who obeys the Constitution. If we jettison that and then go back to a more wicked set of people, yeah, he's gonna come with some liability. When they come into office, they're gonna then show you why it's not good to have criminals as a president and all that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what we need to do, in summary, it's what you're saying. We need to make sure that when we go out there, we vote, our votes count. So it's the people who have to do that. That's what the host be trying to tell you. It's us. That's who's dropping the ball. Nigerians don't want evolutionary change. I mean, they don't want revolutionary change. They want evolutionary change. And that's not going to cut it, because right now they've captured everything. We don't have any courts. So you're right. In conclusion, whatever they give, for example, what's happening in the Labour Party, they ruled for what you would think it's for Peter Obi and all that. But there's a motive behind that. There's something they're setting them up for. I agree with you on all that. So in order for you and I to come together, is that we need to still have a new Nigeria that's going to be based on fairness, equity, justice, law and order. But at the same time, we have to have some kind of teeth to take our country back. In essence, we have to do whatever it takes. We cannot let that happen again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mr. Pansett. I appreciate you. Would you like to react to that very quickly, Mr. Ben? So we get to other callers. Phone lines are open, by the way. Let me quickly remind Nigerians that they can join this conversation. Kindly click on the link on the pinned post, and it will direct you straight to the house, and you can join the conversation. The number to call is 0817-029-4077. I hope I am correct now. That number is on the pinned post, so you can always reach out to that number to call. It's pinned on the comment section, so kindly look out for it. So, Mr. Ben, let me have you react to that quickly.
Passat, thank you so much. But you see, Peter Obi would have is one of the excellent candidates. I will recommend, in terms of integrity, in terms of someone you can trust, in terms of somebody who have a plan for the country. But how is he going to smell that seat? You get what I'm saying? How he doesn't have what it takes to enter. That is, I don't know how to explain it for people to understand. It's this kind of guy, he believes that everything should be in dialogue, gentle, calm, humanly, understanding, but not in Nigeria. You see my problem? Not in Nigeria. And let me tell you, who are the major politicians that they celebrate today in Nigeria? These are the criminals, those who can kill without even counting the cost. They are the prominent politicians they have today. And people try to reserve these people because they feel that they can do anything for them to be re-elected. That is why they are preserving them. Let me give you an instance again. You see, I'm not from Rivers State. But whenever when I was working yesterday, I was even discussing the issue with a friend of mine at work. For you to see the extent in which this thing is paining me, let me tell you, Fubara, I don't know him. He's a very wonderful guy. He means well, but the system is what is eating him up because he doesn't fit into that system. He doesn't fit in there. He has all it takes. He has all it takes. He means well for the people. But that is our system is his problem. Do you see what I'm talking about?
I do. Could I? Let me just interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah.
Here's what you have. You don't go over there thinking that Tinubu is 10 foot tall, right? He's formidable, but he's not what you're thinking. If you analyze what happened in 2023, you're going to find out that he wasn't the person that rigged that election. He was incapable of doing that. It's Buhari who rigged that election with Mahmoud, right? They left Lagos for Tinubu to win because he built Lagos, quote unquote, and his modus operandi, which is to bribe and to use strong men, didn't work there. He didn't win Lagos state. So now Buhari's gone, and he's now doing his own thing, and he's overdoing it. In essence, he's putting a corrupt Supreme Court justice there, Chief Justice. He's doing things over, like what you cited in River State, something that's completely against our constitution. It's anathema to democracy. He overdid it there. All that's good for us. Nigerians are not as stupid as he thinks. He's put himself now in a position where the Northerners, who even helped him rig that election the last time, it's not going to help him this time. Let me tell you, in 2011.
Mr. Pensat, very, very quickly, is your name Pensat for real? Reminds me as, like, sounds a bit Plateau State to me, if you actually Pensat. I want to quickly jump in the aspect of, what he's trying to talk about in terms of perhaps the overbloated ego of the president in terms of that. Do you really think, the aspect where you are talking about that the people's will may eventually prevail, do you think that Nigerians are that tired to change the status quo, to change from the status quo? I think that's the point he's trying to make, that Nigerians have not gotten it to that point yet. And I have another guest who often says that Nigerians are not tired yet, because if they are tired, it will reflect on the by-elections or the off-season elections we've had recently in Edo State and other places. Because no matter the amount they give you, they'll behave like Ghanaians, where they gave them money and they still insisted that they are not doing anything. They want the right thing to be done. So do you think that perhaps Nigerians have gotten to that level where they feel like you don't do, or die and die, make will come out to make sure say we'll stop this nonsense?
Really,
do you think Nigerians have gotten to that level? So do you think that Nigerians have gotten to that level? Kindly reply. I have someone else on the backstage.
Okay, let me first of all conclude what I was saying about the what we're gonna have now is a 2011 kind of election, right? In 2011, Jonathan was able to win the election, right, against Buhari, who is more formidable than Tinubu, right? In 2011, Jonathan won without the North. The North voted for Buhari, but at this time, P2B is going to get more northern states like he did. He got some the last time. No, the problem we have now, this is going to be controversial, right? When I'm on a platform, I like to tell the truth, like Mr. Benjamin started here. When you tell the truth, you're going to have to ruffle some feathers. Now, people who are not going to like you. What's happening, the problem I've identified in Nigeria are the minorities of Nigeria. Right from the beginning, even the civil war was caused by minorities in the country, right? So that's what we have now. It's not the Yorubas or the Igbos or the Hausas. It's the minorities, people like in that River State. They're a problem. It's not like they're completely against what's happening there, being imposed upon illegally, and they're lukewarm about it. They're not doing anything about it. They don't want to shut down the whole state. But if it was just something about Biafrans or Igbos, they'd be running their mouth. How are you going to let somebody impose a governor, remove your governor, and you don't do anything about it? It's what the problem is. Or we had an election where everybody came together in 2023, and it's Delta State, River State. They didn't even vote for the coalition of moderates and progressives in the country. They stood there. I know it was rigged, but at least when Wike was singing, they were over there singing and dancing, right? So even though the 5 states in the Southeast overwhelmingly voted for Jonathan, who's from Bayelsa didn't even vote for Peter Obi, believe it or not. So that's what the problem we have. It's not going to Lagos to protest or Abuja to protest. When Nigerians want to protest, it should be in the River State to shut that place down. Those are the people who we have a problem with, because they sell out. When you see Akpabio, you see Wike, these are the people causing problems in the country.
Sorry, I want to ask something.
Yeah.
And Precious, I want you to ask. Precious, if Wike was the sitting governor of Rivers State when Tinubu declared the state of emergency, how do you think Rivers State will be now? I want to ask you that question.
Can you repeat the question? Repeat that question again. No, repeat that question. I can hear you.
Okay. If Wike were to be in Fubara's shoe now, and the president declares the state of emergency, as Wike Like Wike is like a present sitting governor.
Yeah, if the tables were turned, So the thing is that, and this is this is not me giving a free legal advice to a free media advice to the governor, right? Go ahead.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you think? How do you think Rivers State? What do you think that it will be the situation of Rivers State now?
Of course, Wike will never take that standing. Wike will ensure that he causes a lot of chaos and trouble, right? But the thing again is that I blame Fubara for not learning. No, just hold on. I blame Fubara, just like you said. I blame him for not learning enough from his master. See, Fubara should have known that the likes of Wike and the president, the two people he's contending with, are all products of the media. Who they are today and what they are and what we know of them is not by our own volition. It's actually from what we heard about them from the media. So now you would have known that this person will be sing song for media where. You would have known that, oh, you too should try to get your media plans. Now, do you know that I just got to find out and verified that in the coffers of the River State account that the present governor left as much as 300 billion naira for the military administrator, even without collecting allocation. Guess what? The governor could not even make noise about this. If it is somebody like Wike, he would have started singing even to CNN and BBC. He would have done everything possible. So how can you be that weak in terms of reaction, in terms of being proactive, and then you're fighting people who are mightier than you? That means you didn't learn well why you were his protege.
No. Don't use that word mightier. Don't use that word mightier.
Let's move on from this conversation. We still have Natasha's issue to talk about, and our time is already past.
Don't use that. If you people use Wike mightier, no. That somebody don't want to Chris does not really mean the person is not mighty.
Well, you're here asking Peter B to be Chris now. You're here asking Peter B to be crazy because he's not as crazy as the president. Isn't that what you're doing?
That is why I said we need radical people who will fit into who will be able to match this.
What do you think? Is not radical, and that's why he's losing the war. He's not radical, and that's why he's losing.
Why do you think? That is why I told you something. I said Obi can never be the president
because he's not radical. All right, Mr. Pensat, I appreciate you. Let me let you go, Mr. Pensat. Mr. Pensat,
thank you very much. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Mr. Benjamin. Please, he's going to be president. Don't say that. You're too pessimistic. He's going to be president. The problem is with INEC, and we'll have to do something about that. Thank you. Bye-bye, Mr.
And Nigerians must decide that enough is enough, and they should stand up and say
how many elections has Nigerians decided? How many elections has Nigerians decided? Sometimes let us not talk as if we are kids. How many elections has the decided?
Let me take this call. Fix, good afternoon. Welcome. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead, please.
Please, what I understand is these questions is that we Nigerians are the people to defend our votes, not the candidates. To be honest with you, you are only asking what can he even do? Where we woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning and read the news of the Mahmoud Yakub declaring Tinubu as the winner, and even in fact, we should not even go there. These people are looterers. You can see from the River State matters that is coming from there. So it's only Nigerians that can defend their vote, to an extent. But where you can buy INEC, I think so far, I think thinking that is a solution. It's only Ugochinyere. They see our electoral laws. The guy that is sponsoring this thing, the Senator Ugochinyere or something from Imo State. So it's the only guy that is looking at what could be a solution, because there are loopholes for them to follow and escape, even when they did unthinkable. To be honest with you, revolution or no revolution is the people, not the president. What could the P2P do? It's the people. If we are going to protest, it's the people. We are going to vote, is the people, not the presidential candidate. I'm telling you the honest truth.
Precious. I'm telling you the honest truth. My point is this, and I'll keep saying this point. It is only the driver who decide how the car runs.
And Mr. Benjamin,
the driver
this man already told us
you don't love this man more than me. But I have studied
This
our
man,
politics. I have studied our politics, and I know how our politics works.
we need a Nigeria of that there will be law and order, and we will believe it more.
That point. How do you get to that point?
Somebody like me will believe it
your
more.
House and get to that point.
When we get, when Nigeria can get the power from these guys on top through law and order, not the breaking out of law, you know. So that's the only way I see it.
Do you know how Jonathan was chased out from power in 2015? It was chased out. Do you know that? Do you know that?
Yeah,
because they know he was weak and they took advantage of that.
It is not. I appreciate Jonathan for not risking the life of the people. I appreciate him. You see it that way, but me, I appreciate it.
All right, I appreciate you, Mr. Fix. Thank you so much for jumping on the conversation. There are lots of comments and reactions. I don't even know where to start from. When I won't kill me for comments. So, but before I take these comments, should I just take a few of them? Perhaps we just speak randomly, and then we go to Natasha's issue because court has now barred her to shut up her mouth and not say anything to anybody in the media anymore. So we would have to look at how that spans out at the end of the day. So Sarah, I see you, Sarah. Thank you so much. Okay, I think I'll just be playing the messages as we talk. All right, good evening. Look, today, Abure is not qualified to be a Labour chairman, always causing issues with his members. Is that what you say? Is this man saying that this judgment was bought? You see, did he ask you? He said, then buy the judgment. Who be this man? Said, hey, okay, he would answer your questions. And Waris Jinadu says, a failed Nigerian led by 8 different military regime coup d'etat from 1966 to 1999, led by 2 former exemplary politicians, OBJ and Buhari, ex-military politicians, you mean, that served 8 years each, totaling 16 years, 1999 to 2003, with no roadmap. Hey, our matter too much. I'm so disappointed in your guests. And Tracy Jacobin, how are you, Tracy? It's been a while. Are you sure this guy is not one of the most in APC and Labour Party? This guy is the spoiler. The Supreme Court has done the right thing. Well, there are lots of reactions. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you for your reactions. But let's quickly move to Natasha Akpoti's issue, right? Because, okay, we should just move to the Baba Hakim Ahmed's issue. So, former spokesperson of the Northern Elders Forum, Dr. Hakim Ahmed, has resigned as the political advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And yeah, and then Daily Trust reports that sources in the presidency confirmed on Thursday that Hakim Baba Ahmed tendered his resignation about 2 weeks ago. According to the report, Baba Ahmed did not provide details of why he's leaving. But people don't talk, say, people they look and say, it be like say, President Tinubu dates a bit too difficult to advise. Do you think that there may be a little rift or disagreement between President Tinubu's political advisor and him, and that's why perhaps he resigned? I'll get your response after this call. Let me take this call. Hello, good evening and welcome. Or afternoon, rather, or morning from your end. Yes, welcome.
This is Tony from Chicago.
Mr. Tony, you're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you for a wonderful program.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, I want to correct the impression your guest has that P2B can never be the president of Nigeria. It's totally impossible, totally wrong. P2B knows his problem in our lifetime, and that's what he's doing now. When you see, like, I agree with you that P2B alone cannot do it because too gentle for Nigerian politics. I agree with you, yes. But when you look at people P2B are now going around with, there are people that can do that thing they want to do.
Including Aerofy. Exactly. Will that not go against? Will that not go against?
No. What you say is not for state capture. You must capture the state before you have to put it in order. This is Nigeria.
Even including working with enemies of the state to capture the state.
Exactly. You want to be to correct Nigeria. You cannot correct Nigeria from going and talking from the press, one press to another press. No, you have to be as a rock. That's what you have to understand, and that's why I believe that he's working close with what's the article. You see the government about it. I And they are working, the criminal law has a problem with the northern states now. That's why he's want to get the South South. You want to capture South South. That's what he want to capture South South. So with South South and the west side, and you can make a route into maybe some northern areas. That's what they're doing right now. But the north side, I don't think you have to do. He can believe he can throw his share that he win the election in northern state. Most of the election we are against him. That's why people be spraying, and then they see people be as a winning machine they can use to go back to the Rock. And this, I believe, market to me, I believe they will go for people to be, but there must be agreement that he must go for only one tenor.
Well, he said that he reacted to that when they asked him in that media outing he had, where he said that 2 months, 2 years is enough for him to effect the change that he can. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tony. I appreciate you. So let me get your reaction, Benjamin.
You see.
Hello, Benjamin. Go ahead.
Let me tell you. I think some people did not even listen to this discussion very well. You see, Nigeria at a point whereby we don't need to paint things. I'm not saying that Supreme Court is the final law of the land, but considering our situation and the mess we're into now and the kind of judicial system we have, will people respect the court order? Do the court still have the integrity they used to have? You see what? Because we are being run by criminal elements who can never tell us the truth, who don't even have us at heart. The current administration don't like Nigerians. They don't care about the masses. Whatever the presidency tell you, there is ulterior motive behind it. There's another plan. The announcement is not actually what you think it is. Because you are dealing with somebody who just come into power because he just want to be a president. Let it now be as if I have attained that seat of becoming a president, not the legacy I'm going to leave behind, not what I am going to do for Nigeria, because you came into power without a plan, without a roadmap. You get? There is no roadmap. I'm not hearing you.
Speaking about this Baba Ahmed issue, do you think it's because of his integrity that he's leaving President Tinubu's cabinet? You'd recall that at the time he was appointed, people like MEANWHLE were against his appointment, saying because he criticized some statements made by MEANWHLE at some point. So do you think that he left just to protect his integrity, or there may be some sort of fight, somewhere underground?
Let me tell you the situation now. Let me tell you, Tinubu knows that the majority of the North has left him. And there is a serious plot for him. So he's feeling insecure with the Northerners.
And they not actually brought him to power if you look at the votes that he got.
And that is why he's now digging. He's now digging and digging. That is why he wants to shift to the South. And think
because
that
he knows that normally South will never give him that votes.
You get to capture them by force, but that is not the way to go. Whatever is doing with any Northerner now politically is using one eye to look at the person. But let me tell you, there is one Latin adage that said, "Nobis oblis," to whom much is given, much is expected. There is nothing that you will try to get through the corner and you think is going to last. There was no roadmap. So for 2 years, you cannot even boast of one single achievement. Tell me what he has done. Tell me what he has done. People were crying of Buhari, but let me tell you, if you said Buhari now and said Tinubu, I will take Buhari. Are we retrogressing or we are progressing? Answer me.
Unfortunately, I can't answer that question.
So,
because it's the obvious truth. So the obvious truth is out there. So there's nothing much I can do. All right.
So that is it. What I'm trying to say in summary is that everybody needs to, because it's like now you have malaria, and you are taking medication for leg pain. Is your sickness going to go? That is the situation. That is the situation of our country. All of us need to sit down and tell ourselves the truth, and say no to bribery, say no to corruption, and take back our country. That's just the
even though they weaponized poverty, and that's the reason why this is happening. Even though they weaponized poverty, I mean, people should just collect the bribe from them, but still vote their conscience. Would that not be better? No, don't mind me. Don't respond to that. That's just on the side. Okay, so let's get straight to other issues very quickly. So concerning Natasha and the Senate president. So the Senate president, Akpabio, has denied any wrongdoing in response to allegations made by Senator Natasha Akpoti and Natasha Abbo. You recall that two of them accused him gravely. He has also demanded retractions and formal apologies from both senators. Now, Natasha Abbo did make previous accusations against him, speaking about how he took him to his chapel, and after the chapel, and he told him some things in the chapel, and he didn't know he was leaving. And I think I should just play us a reminder of that conversation just quickly to remind us, and then we go straight to what the Senate president did. I mean, let's just finish that. So now, according to Akpabio, he said he remained undeterred by what he described as deliberate campaign of misinformation, characterizing the statement of a part of a coordinated smear campaign against him. That's just like more like a smear campaign against him. Now, the statement titled "False and Malicious Allegation Targeting the President of the Senate." Well, he said quite a lot. In fact, he threatened them that he's going to go to court. As a matter of fact, now he has now gone to court because he's now gotten a court injunction to stop anybody from discussing anything about this matter. But first of all, let's look at that allegation by Natasha Abbo, and then we'll also play the allegations by Natasha Akpoti herself, and then we also look at the antecedents of the president and perhaps what would have led to this.
Even the word that I used them for lack of more serious words to use.
So it's worse than you said.
Yes, it is worse
according
than I said.
to you.
Yes. Now, let me start about myself as a person. Remember, in this very studio, I accused Akpabio of one of the people who come together to say that I was out of the Senate. Because when the 10th Senate, when I won election to the 10th Senate, I became like a de facto DG campaign to Senator Abdulaziz Yari. In this very place where we are in Telescope Hilton, Akpabio came to my hotel room around 2 a.m. and pleaded that I should work for him. And I told him that I will not work for you because I'm already committed to Senator Yari, and these are my reasons. However, I wish you good luck. And he came, he said he's a Christian like me, I shall work for him to balance the Muslim ticket. And I told him, the testimonies I heard from the people of the 8th Senate wasn't a good one about you. And I told the vice president when the vice president called me to work for you, so I will not work for you. And one day they said there was a meeting in room, in floor 4 of Telescope Hilton, and they were dashing out $10,000. I told him I'll not collect the money. Now, after the election, one of these days we were in his house, and we had a lengthy discussion. And he started taking me around the house, and he said, "Do you know that I have a chapel in my house?" I said, "Wow, you have a chapel here?" I said, "Let me see." We went there and he showed me the chapel. And in the chapel, he told me that, "You know, you are my brother." I said, "Yes." He said, 5 senators will leave the Senate. He said, 5. I said, "How did you know?" He said, "I'm the Senate president. I know 5 senators are leaving." And true to what Akpabio said, 5 of us left.
You had no idea you were one of them.
I was no idea that I was penciled for removal myself. So, when I was in the Senate, I traveled to Kenya on a parliamentary assignment. I spent my own money, about $14,000. I submitted paper for reimbursement. They refused to pay me till this very day. Before I was removed, I already obtained Angolan visa to represent the Senate at the IPU conference in Angola. The practice has been, even if you're not a senator or a member of House of Representatives, as long as you are you are representing the country. In fact, former senators or former members of the House of Reps still represent Nigeria until new people come in and inaugurated. He told me back from the airport. That is Akpabio. My salary for that month, I was moved on the 19th by federal government rule of engagement. After 15th, you'll be paid your full salary. My salary, I was moved on the 19th of October. My salary was not paid for that month on the orders of Akpabio. And let me tell you one worst thing that he did. There are 109 senators. Now, 5 of us were removed. 2 left. Umahi left to become Minister for Works. Gaidam left to become Minister for Police Affairs. Now, making 7 senators left the National Assembly. Out of the 7 senators who left, Akpabio sent their official cars to their houses. Every senator that was removed from the Senate got their own official vehicles, leaving only Senator Abbo alone. Senator Darlington got his own. The 2 senators from Plateau, the other Senator Ohere, the 4 of us removed by the court, they all got their own. And the 2 that left before me, that I screened them to become ministers, because they come for screening, and then I screened them as a senator. They also got their own car. They left before me, yet they got their own car, leaving me out of the 116 senators sworn into the 10th Assembly. Because I challenged Akpabio, I was the only senator that they refused to give him the car. That is the vindictiveness of somebody called Akpabio.
Well, it sounds very personal, doesn't it? I mean,
of course,
for you, it's pretty much personal. I mean, so this is your payback then, is it?
No. I don't pay back. I am just trying to, I laid a foundation so that I will come to the Natasha issue.
All right, so I don't hear him, but we'll go talk more on this matter. But at this point, let me quickly release Mr. Benjamin. Mr. Benjamin, your parting shot as a living, people feel distraught. People feel like you don't discourage them a lot. So one encouraging word from you, from the people, just before I let you go, because I won't dig further into the conversation where I just began.
Okay, it's nice having you. It's nice having you, but my point is this. I want a better Nigeria, but I want it to be run by integrity men and women. But there is no country on this planet
with a bit of madness inside them. Integrity men and women with some madness inside them.
You can have integrity and still be radical.
All right, thank you. All right,
you get what I'm saying?
Thank you. I appreciate you, Ben. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much for stopping by in our studio today. And I do hope that God keeping us alive. In the next 1 month, I'll call you back to come and talk about this Labour Party thing, because it will not be the way you said it. Nenda Usman is in charge, and she's been talking a lot of good things, and people are expecting that something good and positive will happen. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, bye and goodbye. Yeah. All right. So moving on to the conversation. Now, you heard what Senator Abbo said, right? And then based on what Senator Abbo said, now the Senate president has now responded to some of the things that he said. He said that okay. He said that if any of Abbo's claims for payment did not reach the desk of the Senate president, that it is because they failed to meet lawful standards, not due to any personal or political vendetta. That's when you talk. But how come now people will get problem with the payment they reach in desk? Because Natasha said the same thing. Say after she get problem with the most of her privileges, especially for international trips and all that, in cut them off. How come he also no give Abbo back in car when he give other people car? Since official cars buy with our money don't become with the issue Merry New Year and Christmas. Okay, let's move forward. That says, it is unfortunate that instead of accepting the consequences of the legal and political failings, but Abbo continues to resort to media theatric and reckless finger pointing. Now, but did the president deny the fact that he had preempted the courts? Or the Senate president, rather. Remember that the bone of contention is that Abbo had said that he preempted the court. He told him before the court judgment that 5 senators were leaving. Unknown to him that he is even one of the senators who would leave. Did the Senate president address the point that he preempted the courts in that case? In fact, he said, Elijah Abbo says, Akpabio remains focused on notable task of nation building, providing purposeful leadership. Has he been providing purposeful leadership? Okay, well, let's forget about that. But let's also look at some other accusations, because this is the response from the Senate president, right? But then let's look at some accusations by Natasha Akpoti. We'll take her accusations step by step, one step at a time, because she granted a full, almost an hour interview yesterday with Shemo Kimbaloy of Channels Television, and it was explosive. Oh, by the way, I like to state it, Natasha, if you can see this video anywhere, you're such an interviewer's delight. You make such an amazing person to interview, because the conversation was so fluid. It didn't lack any thing to say. It just keeps coming up, and I love that. I love the fact that you make conversation very interesting and such a delight to listen to. Not be the one way you say after some time the boring questions answers will just make person tired. But you're such an interviewer's delight, and I look forward to having a chat with you one of these days. So moving on, let's quickly take a listen to some of the reactions she made or revelations she made during that interview with Shemo.
The idea of the helicopter, where did that idea come from anyways?
The helicopter, that was my husband's idea. It was a last-minute thing. We wanted to celebrate Easter Salah with my constituents, which I always do. Even before I became a senator, you know, I usually send down some materials and some grains for them to share. And the last few days of Salah, I do spend with them. But in the wake of events, I couldn't go earlier. But I said, you know what, this very last day of the holiday, I should be with them. And then we sent out notifications. And just as the notifications went out, we read the press release from the state government, Governor Dudu, on behalf through the Commissioner of Information, Kingsley Fowler, mentioning that there was a ban on gatherings, rallies, whether social, religious, or political, convoys getting into the state, ban on fishing activities and all sort of water activities. And we just sat there looking at it. Like, I knew I was a target. Come on. Relatively, Kogi State has been quite peaceful, so there is no security concerns. And then we're actually wondering where that came from, but I knew I was a target.
Did you hear about the fishing issues and what was happening in Kogi West? Were you aware?
What was the fishing issues?
The issue, the arrest that happened, and according to the state government, that some people were attacked and there were issues relating to insecurity in that part.
If it happened in the last 1 month, then pardon me, like I said, I tried to stay away from a lot of negative news. I cared a lot about my mental health, and I needed to channel a lot of energy to focus on the issues that concerned myself and my constituents at that time. I'm sorry if it sounds a bit selfish, but I was just away from a whole lot. So back to this, if that happened, I'm so sorry. I think now that I've gotten a bit more breather, I will look at and see how I can intervene and lend my voice to curbing the vices. But now back on that, I had seen the prohibition of fishing activities and water activities, and the ban of convoys and also a list of checkpoints that suddenly propped up, you know, barring entrance into my senatorial district, that is Ibilo to Kogi, Auchi into Okene, Abuja, Lokoja, Okene Road, Akure, Ikare, axis into like all the roads were barricaded. And I knew that, okay, there was going to be trouble. So my husband was like, you know what, we can actually get a helicopter to land us right into our compound, because we do own the land opposite our village home, and that's how we got in. And I think with that move, we broke no law, and the people gathered right in my compound. The road you see us walking through, I constructed that road, so that's not the government road or facility, so I broke no law. I'm a good citizen of Nigeria, a law-abiding one at that. I'm sure you can attest to me.
Yes, now we all of us that test to the fact say be very good citizen, very funny lady there. Well, I would like to say big congratulations and thank you to her husband, because this kind of thing she not be achieve without the support and the help of her husband. So good one, she achieved this. Now for her husband to think out of the box, to think that the best thing for you to do is to use a helicopter. Since if we say they don't block sea, they don't block road, they don't block everywhere, or you fly like which my wife. Make sure say you attend this thing. Now, okay, interesting. Make I just leave this one. Let's get to the more interesting aspects, especially as it's got to do with the accusation of murder or assassination, which he lay on top of the Senate president. Where perhaps we don't make the Senate president vex now, where you don't ban all sorts of media interview. Same, Natasha, you dare not go out to the media to give interview again, because what's in the name of interview is this? Then they cost you a bit, they hammer you for the one where you do before. You say they go give more interview. They even say you stand by your word. Well, go take a look more for inside more of the interviews and more of the reveals.
You said that there were plans to kill you, and that the plan was not to kill you in Abuja, but to kill you right there in Kogi State. I'm very certain that you know the magnitude of that allegation, and you know what could become of that if it's not ironclad in evidence.
Sure. I'm glad you did affirm that I'm a lawyer. And even if I'm not a lawyer, I'm a sane individual. And I do stand by what I said. It was part of the meeting, the discussions Akpabio had with Yahya Bello that night to eliminate me. And
to what extent? To what purpose?
Let's say this. Let's ask the Senate President, why in the first instance did he withdraw my security, if not to make me vulnerable to attacks? Mind you, of all the senators there, well, let's just say, we're about 109 senators, but we all have different stories. I have been a high-profile, vulnerable individual because of the nature of politics I've experienced in the year 2018, very violent and dangerous. And I've always had my security, okay? So stripping me of my security simply because I'm suspended illegally, actually he just positioned me before attacks, and I knew immediately what
Is that the reason why you think they want to eliminate you?
That's not it. Mind you, I said that there was a conversation. So that happened. I was suspended on the 6th day of March, right? And shortly a week after, which was the 14th, a week and a few days after when he met with him, he then emphasized that I should be killed, but I should be killed in Kogi. And that was one of the reasons why I did not go home on time. I delayed going home because I needed to put some measures on ground. I did write a letter to the Inspector General of Police, and I sent a copy to his WhatsApp. I forwarded the copy to his WhatsApp. He's not responded to that yet. But again, I've spoken on the phone to a number of persons in the security as well. I did notify them. And you see, this is Nigeria. We've had a number of political murders that usually are swept under the carpet, no investigation done. What is important to me is to stay alive, because dead men tell no tales. And God forbid, if I had not come out, and if I don't speak about this, and something happens, and they succeed in their plan, who is going to get justice for me?
How can you make such an allegations of a meeting where you were not present?
I heard it's just like, okay, how again? Like, I tell you, there were actually three conversations that happened that day. I spoke only about 2. The third one was quite minute, which is that they should prepare to field in someone who will, just in case I want to contest in 2027, some strong person who will clinch the ticket from me during the primaries. That's the third part of it. The first was my recall. The second was to eliminate me. The third was to put in someone who would take the ticket from me in 2027 if I want to contest. So if you are doubting the veracity of the killing, yes, then what about the recall that we just experienced? Are you getting my point?
Are you able to prove this? That's the point. I mean, anyone can make an allegation, but the issue is, are you able to prove it when it comes to it?
Let us get to that bridge. I'm hearing that the Senate President wants to sue me for that. I will tell him to go ahead. We'll meet and we'll cross that bridge.
Hey, Natasha Akpoti, this woman will not stop to amaze people. Just when they're telling her that you daily allegation will not get basis, she said, "Don't worry about that one. Don't worry about me. More like don't worry about my future. My future will take care of itself. Don't worry about it." Eh? These serious things not be things so I can even carry my mouth and say, now this tells you how dirty our politics is in Nigeria. How dirty. how nyama are politics there for inside Nigeria. So if you don't end up to kill, grab, and so now the thing can remind me of one expose where David Hundeyin make. If all of them don't watch him about Godswill Akpabio, if all of them are supposed to know now, remember he wrote something about Godswill Akpabio. He made an expose where he revealed some things. That period where that Anyekan, Abi in Sikak Morel so die. That copper girl will die, will cause a lot of chaos. That time where be say it be like saying for ritual or whatever purpose they kill her. Remember that case where the boy where be say kill her till today, still the detention. They look fresh every day for detention because people were even surprised. Why is that boy looking very fresh? The first time when they even call him, when they parade him, when he's supposed to talk to media and all that, the way he was talking confidently and a bit arrogantly, people come and say, what's in they give this boy power? And David Hundeyin released an expose that period. Not that my mouth go talk the kind of things and way he talk, because he said a lot of things, pointing fingers at some kind dirty things where be say the Senate president feed don't they do in the past or feed they involved in. Where even involved that girl death at that around that period then for waiting in time. You should go look for that expose because some kind of things where I go talk now. If I talk, they'll come pick me, come up from my house, so make her keep quiet. So that means those things David Hundeyin revealed that time may be true. It may be true. Because if person go there because of say you get disagreement, just because of say I don't want. How do you even ask a married woman out for crying out loud? And is this the level of decay we have in our country? You expect a married woman to sleep with you, and she says, no, I will not sleep with you. It becomes a problem. You now hate her. She becomes your enemy. And how come now almost everybody will be say, no, they agree for in own, now they deny privileges from? This is not the question. Where supposedly court supposed ask them before they take this injunction to stop them from talking further about them for public. Well, let's watch more of what she had to say in that interview.
Decided to move me from my seat in order to kill my visibility. He moved me to a far corner near where the chamber staff sat. And that place, the cameras hardly get there. So I knew that it was a tactic that he was deploying to kill my visibility in chambers. And I know that he did not follow the normal process because I ought to have been notified by the clerk of the National Assembly. Now, before where I sat, where I used to be my seat in these new chambers, we were all notified 4 days before then. And I do have the notification where it's like a little chat and every senator's name is written in their boxes. So you get to see your allocated seat. And then senators are given a chance to argue and say, you know what, I don't want to sit here, move me to this place. They could have one reason or the other, it could, and they were given a chance to argue. I wasn't even given a chance. I wasn't even notified.
Thereabout that seats were changed.
Well,
so you were not the only one.
If there are 10 of us that our seats were changed, I was the one that was moved to the worst part, while others were moved to my own seat, which was they progressed while I regressed in position. Do you understand? So I believe that I was the main target, while others were just made to seem as if we were filling in seats. Now, the excuse he gave, or they were saying, was that because Senator Ned Nwoko and someone else decamped. Senator Ned Nwoko sat right in the very front. If they are moving me to Senator Ned Nwoko's seat, that's fine. I mean, if they're saying they want to fill in the vacant seat, so move me right up front. I don't mind there. But why do you have of everybody? Why are you moving me there? And let me say this. I did mention that there is nothing that happens or is being spoken of, even in whispers, that you don't get to know. I already heard 2 days before that the Senate president complained to some senators that each time he walks through, because I was sitting by the aisle, the first seat at the top aisle near the door, that each time he walks through and he passes that, my presence angers him. He has complained about that. He had even told some people that I gave him the bad eye each time he walked past, and sometimes I don't even stand to honor him.
Why don't you
and let me say this. Since I resumed as a senator, I always observed and respected the protocol according to the Senate rules, and I always stood to honor. You will have still lots of pictures I stood. The only 2 times I refused to stand were the 5th and the 6th of March, which was when I already moved to my new seat. These were the only 2 times, and that was out of protest. I said, you know what? We already had the heated conversation and the problem, and I did not stand to usher him in. I didn't join the procession in ushering him in on the 5th and the 6th after I have moved to that seat. But while I was sitting there, I always stood to to observe the procession. So, but basically, what many people, some people thought that, oh, she was just rude. She didn't want to, she broke the Senate rule. She should have just moved to the seat according to that. But I knew that that was an attack, a further attack of many others that I have faced in a continuous manner. And that was why I refused to move, because I knew it was born out of malice. I perceived the Senate President was hiding under the Senate rules to exercise his vendetta.
Which is also likely what Abbo also talk about. So why the Senate President not deny the facts? Say true, but did he really deny them of their privileges or not? Plenty matter they ground. By the way, we'll still get to Bokos in Jos, Plateau State, where EB said they don't kill a lot of their people. Well, Peter Obi don't release statement, Atiku Abubakar don't release statement. People don't tell Atiku, because people get to fire and say, talk, because when they get to do with Fulani headsmen, now you go talk with people. We will get to that matter, but make we listen to a lot more of waiting Natasha get to talk and take this point them down, especially now when EB so no go hear from her again from the media, and how this matter will take end at the end of the day, because the matter they caught. You've seen the Nigerian judiciary being strong enough fair enough rather to be able to handle this case, considering say people now don't they get the feeling say Nigerian judiciary now who buy them past now it go happen. Remember how her case with Justice Egwa 2 years happened. He gave her ex parte order to stop the Committee of Ethics and Privileges Committee from sitting, and she collected the ex parte order only for Akpabio then to go back to the court. Tell the court, say, how dare you give ex parte order? They can't give another they can't vacate the ex parte order. More like I'm twisting and forcing the hand of the judge to vacate the ex parte order, because how else will a judge give an ex parte order and withdraw the ex parte order? And then how else will that same judge now talk saying they commit himself for the case because of the petition where Akpabio writes? He recused himself from the case. So it don't reach time where it be say the judiciary and the judges, then they twist them to do the things that they want to do. Senator Abbo make a statement for inside that his own revelation to talk about how he be the judge will give the judgments will come out and for office get to come beg him, tell him sorry. More like he was forced to give that judgment. How are we in a country like this? I make a play some part of it.
Did you ever approach him to say you didn't like what was going on?
Earlier point, yes, I did. That was last year. That was at the earlier part of I said I didn't want to go specifically into that. But when the whole relationship started, when I started rejecting the advances, and I experienced the hostility, I did mention a number of times to my husband, who would then speak to him. And there was a time we were also in London last year, January 12th. We visited him, his wife was there, and my husband was like, oh, why is it that you're a bit unfriendly to her and that she's complained? And then he right there, he was like, oh, why are you always reporting me to your husband? Why don't you tell me directly? And then when we resumed chambers, and the next time I saw him, maybe not allowing my emotions or something, and I was like, oh, dear SP, I've tried to present this a number of times. Why don't you allow me? He goes, Natasha, so you now see that no matter how many times you report to your husband, you have to meet with me. This is my space. Talk to me, blah, 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 make me happy and all of that. So I don't want to go into this. But the point is, I have a number of times met with people, even some senators.
Did you regret telling your husband about the sexual harassment when it started?
No, I didn't regret not telling him. The first thing is, a lot of women find it very difficult to speak about sexual harassment. Even women who are raped, many of them don't speak about it, and that's the worst part of it. Because there's a burden of shame that comes with speaking of sexual harassment, especially in this part of the world, whereby it's a taboo for women to speak about any violation of her body or interests, you understand? As a society, we have not developed to a point whereby certain conversations are allowed. And I think probably it doesn't mean I don't trust my husband, but I think I was looking at preserving the friendship between himself and the Senate President. I didn't want
the relationship is totally collapsed right now.
Well, I think as for me, I don't think I would want to maintain any friendship with a person who does not respect boundaries, and I don't think we would have.
They're claiming that there are no evidence, no shred of evidence that you can prove that Akpabio harassed you sexually.
Is this the court?
No, not the court.
Exactly.
So
no, let's leave that part.
And I've come back to the fact that you're a lawyer.
Yes, let's leave that part. At the right time, I will prevent, at the right time and in the right space, I will present the evidence that I have. But let me say this. While I was illegally suspended, I was not given a chance for the matter to be investigated.
So you see that smile? I should say, she smiled first and she said, is he the court? Is he the court? Make will leave that. So this is not for people they ask Natasha saying, say, where your evidence, where your evidence. It did the part of the conversation where really interests me the most. The part where she talk about how she go fit win Yahaya Bello, Ododo, if them bring them out to contest election now again. Because people come they talk, say, what is going on here? With this kind of support where you get like this, Billy say you get confidence a lot. She said she gets a lot of confidence. How can she have that? Because she talks, say, if truly elections were free and fair in this country, she go fit really win Yahaya Bello, or do you think Ododo would have even become governor if elections were free and fair in Nigeria? Let's watch her say that.
If those who are behind the petition go again and restart the process of the recall?
I'm not worried, Sean. I'm not worried because I trust my people and my people connect with me. They resonate with the idea that I project, and they're actually very happy with the manner in which I have represented them. They are very happy with me.
You mentioned,
my election was one that was apolitical. It wasn't just PDP that voted me. It was a number of even the APC card-carrying members and other parties that voted for me.
So you said something in your tweet when you said that Natasha Akpoti to 2027 and beyond. It does look like you are very confident. And one of your associates said, if Yahaya Bello and Ododo are on the same ticket, Natasha Akpoti will beat them.
Yes, I will.
Is that the kind of confidence that you have?
Yes. I mean...
You're that popular?
Very popular. Very popular. And I think one thing that works for me is I live my life every day as a senator, educating people and creating awareness in the minds of people who have lost hope in politics. So I'm beginning to have a new kind of followership that believes that leadership, the standard of leadership can actually increase, and their participation could help shape in Nigeria's political space. So whatever it is that I decide to, by the way, that poster that I did share was designed by my media team. And I think it's kind of futuristic, but also ambitious and daring. So honestly daring.
So it means you are going back to the Senate even after now?
If I decide to, God sparing our lives, it depends. I have to speak to my husband first.
That you still want to be you still have the ambition of wanting to become governor.
You know,
which of them do you have now?
For me, I do believe in the power of now. I celebrate the moment, and I just have tomorrow. I live tomorrow in trust. I might not be alive by 2027, even though I pray to have a long, fulfilled life. But let's complete this term. 2027 will be determined based on the consultations I will have first with my husband, my children, my family, associates, and of course my community. If they tell me, Natasha, go ahead, I will go ahead. If they tell me, raise the bar, expand your political space, I will do so. But it all depends. If I don't speak about this and something happens, and they succeed in their plan, who is going to get justice for me?
How can you make such an allegations of a meeting where you were not present?
I heard it's just like, okay, how again? Like, I tell you, there were actually three conversations that happened that day. I spoke only about two. The third one was quite minute, which is that they should prepare to field in someone who will, just in case I want to contest in 2027, some strong person who will clinch the ticket from me during the primaries. That's the third part of it. The first was my recall. The second was to eliminate me. The third was to put in someone who would take the ticket from me in 2027 if I want to contest. So if you are doubting the veracity of the killing, yes, then what about the
Oh yeah, so when I don't hear all the things you'll be saying, Natasha Akpoti and get to talk about concerning this matter. Fortunately or unfortunately for her, for a long time now, she no go the talk again because the Senate President Akpabio don't bar her from talking. Now, lots of people they talk say, wait, remember say that the first time when she didn't make the accusation and say and she affirmed say she gets a lot of evidence against Akpabio. Now for inside this interview where she talk up now with she won't keep my lawyer. So people can say, wait, is it because she said she's got evidence and when the time where she go release them? So now wait to make they don't go collect court injunction to make sure say may nobody again talk about the matter again, or maybe does he feel very embarrassed that this matter they expose him anyhow, or maybe is it so innocent that he feels so bad and feels that why would people be embarrassing me like this out of my innocence? Well, your guess is as good as mine. We could keep our fingers crossed. We could see as this matter they go. But the only problem we make it be like say people like waiting Natasha they do. The fact say she first of all they seek more of media trial or media attention for inside the matter. Now because of say the Nigerian judicial system, people don't get too much confidence in them anymore. At the end of the day, the Nigerian judicial system will rule a case against the number 3 man of Nigeria. Is it likely to happen? It go fit happen for inside this Nigeria. So they go rule a case against the number 3 man where be say no judgment before the judgment even happen. As the case of Abbo, that one day possible. Well, I never know. But make we see. Time go tell everything. But we go enter inside Plateau State now, where the death toll for the recent attack or from the recent attacks in a Bokos local government area of Plateau State has risen to 60. That means as we talk now, about 60 people don't die out of the activities of armed headsmen. These same headsmen, where it be say people they complain about back to back. Now them don't lead to the death of about 60 people. And they talk say they don't recover about 40 more bodies again recently. Wednesday and Thursday, then they recover. Wednesday and Thursday nights, they recover that. Now you go remember, say 10 people, then we don't kill them before. For inside Ruwe village of the of Bokos local government area. For inside, I think 27th of March, they started last week, yeah. While another 10 were killed on that 27th of March. Oh, they cry this one, say people die. You now they cry, say they kill 16 hunters them. Remember, now that's 27th of March. Say, oh, then kill hunters. Meanwhile, people, they die for Plateau State for the activities or from the hands of the brothers of these hunters. If I have to call it that way, forgive me. From the brothers of these hunters, 9 they die for. And then were, agitating for the lives of the people that were gruesomely and wickedly murdered through the mob action, right? So the chairman of Bokos Local Government Area Council, BCDC, Vanguard, always in Vanguard, Bamusin Fodang, he don't confirm for telephone interviews, say additional dead body them, they don't get them again. In fact, for the full statement we BC release, it go shock you as this thing take they happen. And what is most disappointing is that with all this way they happen, the president knows if this Bokos local government attack don't happen for inside Plateau State. It don't happen. It don't start before he release press statement to sympathize with the families of the hunters where he say the mob kill. It don't happen. The president is yet to release any official statement to talk about this. It don't happen. The president, they yet to release a statement. The president leave this matter out. People, they kill people for inside local government. He don't travel, go abroad. In fact, they say he travel. Our vice president don't suppose they in charge of the matter while he come out. He don't come go Senegal celebration. They celebrate anniversary, independence. He go their independence. Meanwhile, house they on fire where 60 human beings don't die. If it's even the right figure, because me and you say the figure where they release for Nigeria. Most times, they be the right figure, 90 they release. What will be the value of human life for inside Nigeria? That's a question where a lot of people they ask. Now, P2B don't also talk inside the matter as it get to do with the death of people for inside Bokos local government area. Because reacting to the matter, Obi condemn the senseless attacks on families for inside Bokos communities. He said, I woke up this morning reading about yet another gory and deeply distressing report from Bokos Plateau State. Entire families have again been slaughtered. Entire families in yet another senseless attack. Children and pregnant women were not spared. They were all killed. Now, 5 communities in Bokos, Mango, Tamiso, Dafo, Mangunu, Horti, and Taidi have been left in mourning, forced to bury their loved ones in mass graves. How long will these killings, kidnapping, maiming, and criminality continue in our nation that is not at war? How long must we wait to act decisively and focus on the drastic situation that is crippling our nation? How many more must die before the government act for the people. Now, question when they ask, he asks all these questions then. Now, the former governor of Anambra State said the killings and kidnappings are becoming normal occurrences, adding that insecurity is so rife in the country that Nigerians now live in fear. Now, you make DSS boss tell us, not expect military, police, and army to protect you, or you try make you go to protect yourself. Because if to say the country really they safe, you know, go tell us to try, we could protect ourselves. Sadly, now waiting then tell us be that. In say we are now normalizing mass killings and mass burials as a way of life. In our nation, every Nigerian life is sacred. Whether Edo, Benue, Enugu, Borno, Anambra, Ondo, Plateau, everybody suppose matter. But why it be say things they go like this? Communities now live in fear and no longer have a livelihood either in the farms or in their markets without being killed, kidnapped, and maimed. Communities like Bokos in Plateau State, Jatoaka in Benue State, Eha Emofa in Enugu State, Ofoma in Anambra State, and Abba in Oyibo, Abba in Oyibo in Ondo deserve government protection. That's so in talk. But not only I don't talk about this matter, because even Atiku Abubakar don't talk about the matter, condemn the attack well. But the problem is, say, Northern Elders Forum, remember, say, when I give statements during the deaths and mob action against this young man, them. Sadly, the gruesome murder of this young man for his mob attack. Northern Elders Forum, we're on a day. And I never see this one where they happen for Bokos. We are on a day. People don't leave Uromi right now. People have deserted their houses in Uromi because the military and police, they conduct, being a police town, security officials, they conduct raid, where they pick people randomly because of what happened for Uromi. That same military, where they now? Where they now? Just need them the most now. Because local government area need them the most now. Where are they now? Why youths? Bashir Ahmed, we are on a day. Why today you don't talk say he condemn the things and way we say people they do, anybody, any Fulani person they do, say whether crime na Fulani person commit them or na any other person from any tribe commit them, say crime na crime. But say in day against people labeling Fulani people as people where they commit crime alone. A lot of people don't attack them under that post. Say if Ibisa will get a particular attack, they happen too persistently from a particular group of people. If now you did their shoes, you know, go call them that same name. After all, now you they call IPOB. In fact, most Igbo people don't call them terrorist people because of say then perhaps get sympathy for the agitation of Biafra. Anybody will support agitation of Biafra, you don't follow call them, tag them IPOB. So why do you think that people will not call headsmen or will not be wary of people from the Fulani extraction? Well, let's take the reaction of Atiku Abubakar for inside this matter, because Alhaji Atiku Abubakar respond to the matter, and this now waiting in get to talk concerning the matter. So in talk say the failure of let's get this. Yeah, so it talks say the failure of Bola Tinubu's security architecture has now become an endemic nationwide phenomenon with repeated killings, more of which do not even make the headlines. Nigeria, natural, most of them they make headline. No? Over 80% or 70% of them they make headline. No? Even National Security Advisor tell us say about 80% of waiting will they hear. Be waiting, about 20% of waiting they happen now with the year. The other 80% will not even hear more. Nigerians are now being forced to get used to such news of wanton killings. And I again offer my condolences to the bereaved communities in Bokos, local government area of Plateau State, and the affected families. I wish to restore my counsel to the Tinubu-led FG to reconfigure its security architecture to meet the needs of protecting the lives and properties of our people. If you be person we get police official, we don't day for so long, this police person don't day, and the matter in they doing work. Is it not time for you to call the police, Oga Pata say, Oga, it be like say this work I say make you do, it be like say need to do well, or you can't take back bench small first, because this matter you need to do well. Because how can we continue like this? For how long will we go day like this for inside our country? Now, let me play you a little footage of some of those attacks in Bokos local government area. Make it play. you're not going to play you parts of the bodies, then where they don't see, where they don't, where just scatter everywhere because say those pictures they're very gory and because of YouTube policies are not going to play them. The same Boko Haram activities, still they, the same herdsmen activities, still they go on for other parts of the country. Now I showed on a video yesterday where make them online to show some kidnappers from Fulani extraction from inside Anambra State, where confess to the activities. Make I play them again, make on see them, so that we will know the kind of country we would inside. And security agents still now are yet to react or respond to it. Watch out.
Musa who?
Musa
Who?
Musa who?
Musa.
What's your father's name?
Okay, Ibrahim.
Okay, your father's name is Ibrahim. Musa Ibrahim. Where are you from?
Oka.
What do you call you can do? Kidnapping. Now you they kidnap people. From what is your name? What did they work for here? Babu English ko?
Bering Tambeka. Me apalu munkamaka. Me apalu munkamaka. What you have will catch you. What you do?
Mundawane. Muda bokana mungu.
Kana woka na mama magana kana mama magana banza.
What is your name?
Musa.
Musa who?
Musa.
Who?
Musa
who? What's your father's name?
Okay, Ibrahim.
Okay, your father's name is Ibrahim. Musa Ibrahim. Where are you from?
Oka.
What do you call you can do? Kidnapping. Now you they kidnap people. From Bakoya.
I follow this man. I need to do kidnap for this area.
Okay, now this one they do kidnap for this area.
My brother call me here.
Okay, now brother call you.
Die Goron.
Okay, die Goron.
That one,
the one where you name? The one where run? Where you name of the one where run?
Mason now on the Abuja house.
One day good.
Mason.
Unanimous. Ali.
Ali?
Yeah.
Okay, your brother name Ali. Don't wear on. We shall have start this work.
How many time now? Which time I start this work? How many years now?
How many years? Okay, this one will catch you now. You don't do before.
Who be Oga? Who be Oga? Igoron.
That one where they run.
Okay, that one where they run. Oga.
We go on a top two now. Why did you lie?
One day good. Oga. Who be Oga?
Oga, why they get gone? It's there for Oka. Now in get Oga this boy. Why they do kidnap for here? Now in they get gone. Now in they do kidnap for this area. That Oga is there for Oka now.
What you be name of
the name? What
your name?
Okay.
I don't know. As is my name, Oka.
You don't want to tell me your name?
Umar.
What is your Oga name?
Umar.
Umar who?
One day I go to Ali Sunanji.
Ali?
Yeah.
So with this video where they make round scenes, be time. It never reach time where we say the president go talk something and the law enforcement agencies go act immediately to make sure say they reach our southern forest of this terrorism or this group of kidnappers from a particular part of the country. It never reach time where they go do them. If now people from other parts of the country, they do this kind of thing, what they do, they handle them the same way they handle them. Now the exact reason why make people they talk say it be like saying an injustice, now they make crime, they thrive for inside this country. Because if now some people from other extractions or other part of the country really commit this kind of crime like this, you go leave them or you go see video like this and go talk since. And then with what is going on in Bokos, people are dying. Why is government silent? Why government they silent? What's in they happen? How much silence, how long they will continue today like this? Many human beings, they die, they waste anyhow. And just as if we're still talking about this, gunmen hijack fully loaded bus, kill driver, kidnap passengers for inside Otukwe for Benue State. And a Benue Link motor. Benue Link people don't even react to the conversation. And they talk saying an act of wickedness, nine be that one. How can this happen in a sovereign state where they save? A state-owned transport company, Benue Link Nigeria. Now they don't kidnap, kill driver, kidnap all the passengers. This one just happened today. Today, now this one happened. How do we continue like this in this country? Well, thank you so much. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you for joining us. I'll be live again this evening with Mr. Kenobi, hopefully, and Prince Francis Chilaka. I do hope that Barrister Adams can join us later this evening as we go live. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you. I saw your messages. I hope I've been able to display all of them. I love you guys so deeply. Protect your mental health. I will see you again around 6:30, 7:30, hopefully. I'll see you at 7:30 this evening because it's already 5 p.m. Hey, so let me go attend to other issues. I'll see you guys when I come back. I love you. Protect your mental health. I'll see you shortly. Just stay safe and goodbye.